What's up, guys, and welcome back. My name is Jake Towell, and this is the Draw With Me series, episode 2. Back with a new piece that I've been working on. I don't want to get too much into this piece for multiple reasons. One being, it's obviously not done yet, and two, there will be a future breakdown video on this illustration where I will break down every aspect from the sketch line and the fully render, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But today, we are focusing on the top of this composition. As you can see, all the line work here is completely finished besides the top. This is the last aspect of this illustration in terms of line work, and I've been really trying my best to make the line work as clean as possible. Just a little sneak peek here. This is the line work so far. I've had a really fun time with it, but now it's on to the hardest part, the ending of this composition. So without further ado, let's get into the top of this illustration with these crazy eyes and this skull fingernail. By the time you're watching this video, this illustration will be complete on my Instagram. Check me out on jt.draw if you want to see this finished piece. Otherwise, you can wait for the fully rendered video in a couple weeks. I got a lot of content to post before this one. So again, if you are interested in seeing what this thing looks like by the time I posted this video that you're watching right now, this post will be done and on my Instagram. Linked in the description down below or jt.draw. All right, so I'm working on a fingernail skull and 2 eyeballs coming out of it. The eyeballs will be definitely the hardest part to deal with. I also saved this part because I figured this would be the most challenging as well as the most satisfying, because overall this composition, my whole idea was to make the fingernail look like a skull. So I'm super hyped with my sketch here and really want to see this realized. So let's keep going. So we'll start with the cheekbones here. So far so good. Again, this is probably the best line work I've ever done. So I'm just trying to make sure everything looks absolutely perfect. Sometimes I stray from the sketch a little bit and make a little bit different lines. Like right there, I decided to add another one. It looks like that one's going through, so I want to probably make a different layer there. Oh, that eraser is far too small. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys want me to continue this series. The first video didn't get a whole lot of views. Not that that particularly matters to me. I kind of do this for fun anyways. It was a very long video. I'm really proud of how that one turned out. If you didn't see last video and that piece. Again, there'll be a fully rendered video on that one in the future. But if you didn't see that, definitely go check that out. We battled with a shark fin there, which was pretty much a struggle for me, trying to do it all in one line, but we got her done. Now I'm doing the bed of the nail here. Here's like I'm not making actual teeth for this skull. It's going to be more like implied teeth, so these aspects right here are like divoted out. You can see at the bottom here. And then I'll just shade in between them, so it makes it look like they're popping. I didn't want to make a skull because, I mean, if you didn't know, this is a finger here, all crooked and distorted. And I didn't want to make it like an actual skull. I wanted it to still be a finger. So that is my goal today. So far, so good. Let's finish the teeth here. Usually these small like areas give me some trouble, but I'm not trying to jinx it. I'm doing pretty good so far. Yeah, this video definitely, or it shouldn't be as long as the other one. That was kind of long. I was really struggling with the shark fin on that last one, if you did see it. It was hard to kind of do that all in one swoop, and then I ended up just not doing it in one swoop anyways, so that was like kind of redundant, but again, I'm really pleased with the turnout on that one, so I'm not really too upset about it. Make sure this looks as good as possible. You're going to see me touching up super small areas throughout this video just because, again, this is the newest piece. You guys really only see old pieces so far on this channel. This is a brand new piece, so I really try to make sure the line work is as good as possible in these newer pieces so that I'm as happy as possible, because again, I kind of do this for myself, so it's It's all about how much I already know. You guys can check it out on Instagram right now. It's obviously not done because I'm recording this video, but I'm already super hyped about how this is gonna look. I mean, I generally know what the colors are gonna look like. It's not really a mystery to me, I will say. But if it goes the way I'm planning on it going, I am very hyped. See, here's a scenario where the sketch doesn't really line up with the line work idea that I'm doing here. This line right here isn't really going to allow me to fit this other stroke in. Not because it can't fit, but because I don't think... How do I want to word this? I don't think it'll look as nice as possible when I color this image. God, it's actually hard not cutting my videos. Like, on my regular videos that you see on this channel, I tend to, say something 3 or 4 times, stutter, then I can just cut it out, just like that. But these type of videos, again, this is the second video. I didn't even say that. See, again, I would have cut the again out. It's pretty difficult, to be honest. I'm trying my best. I hope you guys can find some sort of entertainment in this one. It's really just to show you guys how I do what I do. I don't like having lines closed like that. I'll show you the area I'm talking about because you can't see what I see right here. I like having like a sharp end to that, but I think for the nose itself, it'll probably be okay. This is also probably the tightest area in this composition, so I hope when it does come down to the rendering aspects of it, it kind of all fits nicely, but we'll have to see. See, I don't really... I noticed this little bulge on the back side of that line. I kind of like how it's twisted. I don't mind that. But see how tight everything is here? I don't really change my brush stroke size. So it's a stylistic choice that I have decided to go with, and it comes with negatives and positives, obviously. Problems run into areas like these where everything is super tight. But see, it's a little bit of a struggle. It's okay. I mean, at the worst, I can move the nose up. What 2 layers do I got this on? At the end, so I can probably close these layers. Actually, I want to make sure those were all... Yeah, okay. I was making sure that they were all full opacity. I don't want to move something that isn't, like, combine something that isn't full opacity, and then you could probably imagine the issues there. I'm probably gonna erase these, redo those. See, the bottom went so well. These at the bottom, those went so well. They are significantly larger. I could do a flat top. How does that look? It's certainly interesting. I think I want to just keep going with the theme here. Keep it cohesive, keep it consistent. Yeah, I guess even if it's small, maybe I just make them pointy like that. Yeah, that works. I like that. Again, it's really important to me that everything looks clean here, because this one is probably, and I'm sounding like a broken record, the best line work I've ever done. I can't wait to see how this thing turns out. See, again, we have like a lot of area here that I don't, details I should say, that I don't believe I can fit into this. So we're probably just going to have to realize it in a different way. Finish the cheekbones. And it should be relatively the same on each side. So we're kind of on the same layer. We worked on the right side first. Now the left. Yeah, something definitely has to go in there. Maybe like, maybe like how I got the teeth going. It's like one of these doodads. Yeah, I like that. We can throw some like That could be an issue. Let's see. See if I can figure it out here. I always do. That's the best part about, you know, evolving your own style is you're never worried that something won't work out because you're so locked into how your work looks that it kind of feels like any challenge that's presented to you, you can figure out. Here's the fun part here. What's not going to be fun are these eyes. And if you saw the shark video, you know why. I don't like doing patchwork, as in making a line and then, you know, like making a line here and then stopping and then going again. So I'm going to try to do the eyes all in one shot. I really like this line here, but I have this little bulge. Let's just redo that. Let's start the curve. I like how this like points out though. I want to get that shape. Oh yeah, that's a nice shape there. It's all about shapes, people. At the start of my career, I was just fascinated by the fact that everything you could possibly draw it's just a shape. If you can like lock in and experiment with shapes, I don't like how not pointy this is. Hold on, hold that thought. Oh god, I'm jacking it up. See, at times like these, I end up just redoing it, even though I kind of like it. But let's see if I can patch it, which, like I said, is something I don't like to do, which I did. So I'm happy with that. If you can kind of just master shapes, you can master really anything. Because, I mean, again, everything's a shape. So if you can figure out how shapes work together and can cohesively be altered and layered, you can really just draw anything. That's kind of the... I wouldn't say that's the trick. For me, that's what I found, and that's how I discovered myself in my style and my work. Was just this like weird fascination with the idea of shapes. I also want to round these corners nicely so it kind of looks like a fingernail. I think I did that pretty well. Maybe I want to continue that line all the way through just to make sure it's cohesive. Like, oh, I've been having troubles with my Apple Pencil where it like cuts out mid-line. Let's see how this looks. I already don't know if I like that too much. Oh no, that's good. I like that. I'll do the same thing to the other side here. I completely lost my train of thought though. Put chips in your nail. I'm a nail biter. I don't know who just rang the doorbell, but honestly, I don't care. Okay, we back. My luck. I go up there and the delivery guy's gone. So, you know, up there I'm in a basement. Now you guys know. Anyways, I ran, kind of out of breath about it. I'm not fat, but I certainly wasn't prepared to do so. Anyways, this nail is coming along very nicely. Now we have this side here. Gonna try to... Oh god, I can already see some issues here. I don't want to patch this, but I really like how the other side looks. I mean, I think that works. I'm not particularly mad at that. Oh my god, what is he barking at? I'm not particularly mad at that. I think I like, well, yeah. It doesn't follow this like nice shape here. It kind of rounds. But again, why am I saying again? I'm not particularly interested in symmetry, which we're about to use that tool here in a second for the eyes. And I'll kind of explain to you. You know what? I'm going to redo that line. I really like the other side, how it's more of like a sharp turn down. Like this. Oh my god, why is my Apple Pencil doing that? Leave in the comments down below if you know why is it doing that, man. Leave in the comments down below if you know why Apple Pencils do that. Maybe I can raise this line here. It's probably dying. I've had this Apple Pencil for a substantial amount of time. Do I go down? Yeah, it's kind of like a down angle. Ooh, is that it? Ooh, I think that is it. I like that. Close that shape there. That's where the eyeball is going to be. That's why I keep erasing that. It's looking pretty good. It's the top of this finger is looking pretty good. I'm pretty hyped. Now let's work on the eyeballs here. I'm just fixing my hair and my face. Got the chips done. The eyeballs, yeah, the eyeballs are going to be something else. I don't like how thick that is. Pause. Thinner. No. Come on, I was killing it. To you, it's like, why do you keep doing that? But again, I know exactly how I want this to look, so I'm not trying to make it look like anything else. Also, everything has to fit nicely and cohesively. See, like here I might have some changes of sketch to line ideas here, kind of like as a closed shape there, or like I have another thing coming out of this thing, but I think that's going to fit the best. Yeah, something like that. Now I have this idea going on. One of the eyeballs is going like behind the skull, and the other one's going, or I should say through the skull, and the other one's going in front of the skull, as eyeballs, you know, tend to do, like go through your own head and also above your own head, which makes a lot of sense. But if you've seen my art, it doesn't really make a lot of sense. That's why I self-proclaim myself the wielder of the weird, because my art's weird, but I think that's in the coolest way possible. I hope y'all agree. You guys have been enjoying my videos a little bit more lately. That comic episode actually was a crazy, showing you guys my Larry comic. You guys really enjoyed that, which was pretty cool to see. I don't know if I'm going to add this little stroke here. Let's keep it simple, shall we? I definitely want to add this one, but how do I want to fit it? Maybe it'll just be like that as well. So I want to go behind this line. You guys can't really see what I'm talking about, but like something like this. Maybe I'll just make this line here, fit it as well as possible, and then also do this line here like this. Oh man, it's going to be a challenge doing the eyeballs. The eye holes, not so much. The eyeballs, I fear might be an issue. I'm going to try to do this all in one stroke, see how this looks. If my Apple Pencil wants to participate. I kind of like that shape. Let's see how it looks. Erase all the parts that we don't want here, of course. And we have a pretty ugly shape. All right, so I'm just going to do each one by itself. Go like this. Go like that. How do I want to do this? I like that little three-pronged bump there. I think that works the best. See how that looks after I erase it. Maybe I start on the other side. Let's get rid of this part. I like how it wraps. Do I like how it wraps? Or am I just saying that? I like the three-prong. What if we just do it bigger? What if it cuts in there at the end? Oh, my pencil. Dude, why does my pencil do that? Let's see how that looks. Something like that. Yeah, I like that. That works. Now for the other side. What is this going to look like? Ooh, maybe like the same idea. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Ooh, I have a good feeling about that one. Sometimes you just know, like shooting a 3. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. Let's see if there's any aspects. I can add some shading here. Probably the side of the nail. This is just like another stylistic strategy I developed. Just drawing in my style a lot. It was adding those little lines. I have a couple at the bottom. I'm not too upset about that. Maybe right here. Just a twofer. Like so. I don't know how that will look in the colored. But there is the skull. Let's turn the sketch off. See how I like that. Pretty clean. Maybe I add something here. I don't know. That might be too tight. Yeah, let's just leave it. Maybe like this. Sometimes you got to turn the sketch off too to really see your ideas. Yeah, I like that. Maybe we can mimic that down here. Same sort of idea. Again, this is like the tightest, maybe just one. This is the tightest this line work has been in this whole composition up on this. So it's kind of tricky, but we figured it out. Now, I discussed earlier how I don't like symmetry. I don't like the symmetry tool. I think the symmetry tool is it's a cheat code to making your work look good. Like if someone decided to draw something not using the symmetry tool, it looks good by default because it's symmetrical. And I don't like that idea. So when it comes to things that I draw symmetrically, I try to freehand the symmetry, and overall that makes the composition better, in my opinion, of course, and obviously more skillful, natural, whatever you want to say. I'm going to use the symmetry tool. Obviously, you can see this doesn't really follow the same line at all. I'm just using the symmetry tool here for the ends of the eyeball, and it's just to make sure the eyeballs end at the same point on each side. You can see I did that in the sketch phase, and are the same thickness. And that's really important to me because that's going to make it look as cohesive as possible. So here we're going to do the eyes as well. This is by far going to be the hardest part, though. I don't know. It could be a breeze. I doubt it, but I would not complain if this goes like super easily, which no way in hell it does. But, you know, you never know. I don't want to cut too deep into this. Maybe something like this. And this. Yeah, I like that. Because in these eyes I have 1, 2, 3, 4 holes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now we're turning the symmetry off. We don't need this anymore. You can say I'm a hypocrite. Whatever. I don't care. Now for the tricky part. I'm going to also add another line here. I don't know how this is going to go. I also don't know how I want to try and do it. Obviously, there's gonna end up being patchwork here, which isn't my favorite. And my Apple Pencil be dying. See, it gets a little shaky here. And I refuse to use like the softer brush because I still want it to be my hand. And you know, maybe the shakiness is good. And did I just... No. See, this is getting tight here. I might have to pull this circle up just ever so slightly. Like so. Okay, why don't we call this good for the sake of Just seeing what I'll have to do. We go like this, and now we do the other side. So, oh my God, this is already... Wow, yeah. You can see the struggle here. You can see the struggle here. This is gonna be a mission. I knew this was gonna be the hardest part. I told myself I'm gonna save it for a video. So, okay, I really liked that. No, I didn't. I didn't really like that. Okay, that I liked. We're keeping this. It gets a little shaky. Like right here. I'm going to have to patchwork this. This feels like something that's going to be way too hard just to do one stroke. Patchwork, if you didn't know what I was talking about earlier, this is kind of what I'm talking about. So like I have to get rid of this top area to close that shape. And I don't really have anything against patchwork. It just obviously looks better without it. Maybe I can just make a complete shape here. Not really. I mean that's close is not gonna make me happy. Okay, so there's that line. Not bad. Really, really, honestly, not that bad. We're gonna have to do some patchwork where it overlaps, obviously. Oh, okay. Kind of like I'm nervous because I don't really know how I want to do this. I mean, slow and steady wins the race, right? I already know this is off. Christ, man. You know, what if we just work with the patch? I'm just trying to find an angle where... Yeah, we're gonna have to use the patchwork here. See, like that is disgusting. Can I do like a false circle? I don't know why I'm calling it a false circle. Trying to like maybe make the circle first. Like that. I mean, it's certainly not a bad idea. I think it's also like trying to keep the thickness as... Okay, I actually like that. As natural as possible. So again, this goes under. Now this is going to go like... See, this is already too sharp. Oh my God, how am I going to do this? I could just keep doing... I could just keep... See, this is something I think anyone would struggle with traditionally. This would be a traditional nightmare. I also think, you know what? I'm going to do it patch-wise, like how I've been doing this. One line with my free hand, and then one line to just, you know, get the shape down. Okay, how did that line up so nice? Again, to you, you're probably like, you're psychotic, trying to make it look perfect, but like, that's what artists do, man. Don't hate the player, hate the game, they say. See, and then we close this. I'll have to patch this, of course. Why don't I just erase it nicely, like a normal person? I'm also adding details within the eyeball loop, so it's not going to be like ridiculous. What is this little line here? What in the world is this? So you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But the eyeball came out the side there. Now there's like a little crater. Got to do the same thing the other side. How do I see that? Again, if you do something long enough, a specific way long enough, you're going to notice these things. Let's see here. I mean, I want to probably do this as accurate as possible. So let's, imagine this line's coming back around like so. Yeah, not really. Ugh. We're going to have to use a different layer here. Come on. Lock in. Ooh, I like that. It's going to need some patchwork, of course. Oh boy. I mean, pretty good. Let's turn the line work off, or sketch. It's not bad. I'm gonna probably fix this loop here. Let's fix this loop so it's a little bit more cohesive. Nope, that makes no sense. Okay, so it's coming down from the eye. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe it was fine as is. I'm going to call it fine as is, because I know this is going to be a struggle. And it's really not that deep, which is probably what you're thinking if you're actually watching this video. Now this part I might have to freehand because it has like a nice curve to it that I like. Pause again. Ugh. Oh my god, it's just disgusting. Wow, that is tough. This is not an easy part. Again, I might just have to I gotta continue. It's not Man. Oh, man. Come on, man. Figure it out, bro. It doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. It really doesn't. Okay, this is now bothering me again. What layer is this? There we go. I mean, like, we're close. Don't get me wrong. We are certainly getting there. Let's do this. See, this isn't as wide as it should be. Like that. Okay, so I like that. I think we're going to get the closest we want to our result with what we got going on right now. See, I'm cutting in too far here. Does it just go up? No. Come on, man. How do I... Maybe I'll have to patch it. It's going to go like this. Like over like this. And like that. Holy, what a disaster that looks like. See, that's just foul. Like, this is gross. This is gross. This is gross. This is gross. But maybe that's the strat. Maybe that's the strat. See, this is what I try to avoid, though. I mean, I just patched that up pretty clean. Like, it's not like it's impossible. It's certainly like, it's not certainly impossible. Oh, man. I mean, do I even like how wide that turns? No, like, no, I don't. I don't like this part either. We're getting there, though. I mean, it's almost one eye done. Don't get me wrong. Maybe we could just, you know, do one of these. Oh, baby. I don't mind that. Can we get like a rough arc here? Yep. Just doing that to make sure I clean that up. I have a strategy for making it like kind of getting rid of all the weird little detailed tangent areas, whatever you want to call it. See, this is just too thick right here. Oh boy. Oh man. That is torture to my eyes. See, I could just put on a different... I mean, if you get one side, right? Like if I do the top, then the bottom, it's just an erasing strategy here. Not bad. Bumps out here. I mean, gets a little shaky around here. Like that. Okay, let's turn the sketch off. Okay, yeah, again, this is kind of like bubbled out too far. Just fine. We'll keep that going. See, it gets a little too deep here. I mean, more or less, that's, you know, that's what I'm going for. I don't like how the loop... How do I have the sketch going? No. That's good. Okay, that's one eye. Not yet. We have a little bit of details to go. Here's what I was talking about, to kind of like sell the shape a little bit more. You know, trick your eye into thinking I didn't mess up as much as I did. Adding these like curve lines, which I thought would maybe be easier than they are right now. There we go. It's like it gets thick here. It can be implied that maybe it just turned weird. Like that. Okay, I want to redo this one. It's kind of pissing me off. It's not like sharp enough. There we go. Right off the curve. No, not quite. Not quite. Almost there. Not really. Not close. I literally had it before. Why didn't I just erase it? That'll do. We have one here, which is probably a good thing because I see some area I already don't like. Like that. This will help with the circle not being... selling the circle a little bit. Ugh. There we go. Nope. 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 Sometimes you gotta turn the composition. Oh boy, this one is a freaking doozy, ain't it? Now we can add some shadow. Like so. Maybe there's some here as well. Again, this is kind of just to trick your mind into thinking it looks perfect when it certainly doesn't look perfect. Maybe here as well. Obviously here as well. Turn the sketch off. Not bad. Not bad at all. Maybe I want to do something like this as well. Maybe it curves back. Sometimes you got to turn the sketch off too, just to really get an idea. And there we go. There's one eye down. Jesus. That was something else, wasn't it? It doubled the amount of time as the skull. I mean, there's some parts I would change. But overall, I think, the look I'm trying to go for here is well done. So this one is going to be trickier, but we learned a lot, right? Oh. Well, no, because that's going to, yeah. I don't want the lines. Okay, that was really good. I like that a lot. Look how I even started. Barely any patch right there. Ooh, okay. Off to a good start. I like the spacing between this stuff. Now this is the one that goes behind or through the skull. Now we go to the other one. The problematic child. Let's for the sake of just fun try to do it. Yeah, I already messed it up. That's not happening. Oh God. What did I just do? I hit undo one too many times there. Did I do it to... What did I do that to? No, I think we're chilling. Just tripping. Didn't want to erase what I did here. Okay, so there's, generally the shape I want to go for there. Again, ugly patchwork. And now this is going to go... I could probably freehand this part. For the most part, I almost did. It feels like it's a little bit more natural of a shape for me. Kind of only turning my wrist a little bit. Ooh. Hold up. Maybe I can manually shift this. Yeah. And then how do I have this overlapping here? Oops. I want to turn this off. So I have the top going over the bottom. So this would be like this. And then this would be like this. This could need some patch, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Kind of gets a little tight around there. So if I go maybe it could even go back even further, like right here. What if I continue the curve a little bit? Not bad. I don't mind that at all. This will be right there. I do like that loop. See, that's what I'm a fan of. This does get a little tight here. This one's going pretty good. I don't want to speak too soon, but... Ooh, that one kind of like clicked in like a puzzle piece. Ooh, okay. Leave a like on this video. Leave a like on this video for that. Oh, God. Why is this one, though, upsetting me so? I think that's the other layer. Yeah, that's why. It's like kind of... What? That just didn't make any sense. Okay. Holy shit. The loop is freaking looking good. What in the world? Probably add some shadow here so this like weird connection point looks a little bit better. All right. Damn. Okay. Oh, Christ. I mean, this one also doesn't feel like it should be that hard. Let's try the other side here. No, I don't like that. Whoa, 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 whoa. What is this? What is this down here? I didn't see this. What the? The frickin' heli? There we go. I think. We're going to have to just look at it with the sketch off. I don't like how this line follows the shape of the outside of the eyeball. I'm assuming maybe the color will help with that. Not too concerned with that right now. I mean, if I can get like a general shape down. Oh, of course. No big deal. Now this one goes. You know, I think, you know, the entrance points here are about the same width. So that frickin' works, yo. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Same as the other side. That is just not the right brush. Holy. We've almost done it, guys. Where do I have this going? Maybe up? Probably. Maybe. This is definitely the most... That part's going to need some shading just to hide some inaccuracies. I don't even know if I should do one here. Yeah, that works. Yep. Y'all see it? Like so. This will for sure have one. Matter of fact, it frickin' needs it. Like so. Maybe that side needs it, I don't know. Well, we can fully realize it here once we turn the sketch off. Okay, this though? No. That comes in far too tight. There we go. Let's go the opposite way with it like that. This probably has a curve, no? No, let's just do this. Okay. Now the question is, when we turn off the sketch, how does it look? I really like it, actually. I think it works really nicely. Let's make sure there's no weird areas. Of course, it's not perfect. Here's a little weird area. Maybe I try erasing this? Yeah. Just gets a little... How did I notice that? I don't know. Maybe because I draw my own work every time I draw. Could add some more. Shit, what is this? Hello? What frickin' layer is that on? It's like small black dots. Oh, the one layer I didn't touch. Gotta check for those. We did a lot of patchwork here. Patrick work. Yeah. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Do I need some shading there? Probably not. Maybe right here. Alright, guys. There you have it. Another Draw With Me episode. A great success. Again, if you want to see this piece fully realized, it should be on my Instagram as of the time of this video being posted. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, leave a comment down below what your favorite fruit is, so I know you actually made it this far. If you made it this far, I should send you something. I should send you a print. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and of course, subscribe. It would help me out a ton. More videos coming every week, if not every other week. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.